Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me and it's the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So that's why you're here, because that's what's going to be happening today. If you are not new to me, thank you for always tuning in. The continued support, I really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have my Q4 wrap up. This is that time of the year where I look back on the last quarter and I reflect on all of those stats that I keep, such as total number of books, pages read, time listened, all that jazzy jazz. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and let's get talking some stats. Okay, so just for starters, I will be linking my first, second, and third quarter wrap-ups in the down box below, but my third one will also have a card here, so you can go and directly to it if you'd like to compare and contrast, because I'm just not going to do that. I already know what it looks like. I don't need to be reminded. And the fourth quarter falls between the dates of October 1st through December 31st, so I'm only going to be referencing anything that happened within that time frame. So let me just get arranged here and we'll get started. So first off, my total read books that were completed in the fourth quarter was 34. Of those 34 books, I had 23 physical / ebooks, 11 audiobooks. My page count, which includes my physical and my ebooks, was 5,528 pages. My listening time was a grand total of 78 hours and 11 minutes, and my average rating for the entire quarter was a 3.17. So not super high on the breakdowns, or not on the breakdowns, on the rating. I think this is actually the lowest rated quarter of the entire year. So yeah, this is also, I think, probably the saddest quarter I had for those reading statistics. So yeah. Great. Good times. Now time for my genre breakdowns. My genre breakdowns, some of my books do overlap. So if you add these up, they might not add up to the total books of 34. Because if I had that was one that was fantasy and romance, it got marked in both categories. So my first breakdown is romance with 25. Thriller, I had 1. I expanded my horizons a little bit this quarter. Fantasy, I had 3, historical fiction 1, young adult 1, and then I did have an other, which was actually philosophical fiction, and I had 1 of those. So yeah, so still very, very heavy on the romance. The last whole half of the year was very romance heavy, and I'm A-okay with that. I don't see a problem with that at all. None whatsoever. Now for my star ratings. Just so you know, my star ratings, if I gave a half star, it got bumped up to a 5. If it got a quarter star, such as like a 3.25, it got knocked down to a 3. And that's how my star ratings are applied. So 1 star, I had 1 book that had a 1 star. Yeah. 2 stars, I had 3. 3 stars, I had 11. 4 stars, I had 12. And 5 stars, with the lowest number of 5 stars of every single quarter this year, I only had 4 in this quarter. 4. That is it. Yeah, this was not a high-ranking quarter. It just wasn't. I mean, I had 12 4 stars, but I only had 4 5 stars. I think the last quarter I gave like 9, 8 or 9, something like that. So yeah, not very high up on the 5 stars this quarter, guys. Not very high up. Now for the next segment, which is my goals, because I am doing a year wrap up, I will be talking about all my goals in that video. Normally in my quarter wrap ups, my goals are from the beginning of the year to that point. So since I am doing a year wrap up, I'm just gonna be talking about all my goals there. My goals though, just so you are aware, I did do the TBR jar challenge. I had my good readings challenge. I had my A to Z challenge, and I had my Mount Everest challenge. So I'll be discussing all of those and how I completed and how I did on them in my yearly wrap up, which you will be seeing soon. And when it is up, I will link it up here, and in the down box below, I will sync it all up so you can go take a look at that if you'd like. This next part of the video is my shout outs for the fourth quarter. I had some great experiences this quarter. I got to do some collab videos, which was a first for me. And they were both with Becky from Beck X Reads, and I will link her down below. She asked me to be part of 2 collabs in the 4th quarter. One was a Witchy Recommendations video, and the other one was a Winter Settings Recommendations video, and I will have both of those linked down below. I was not the only one collabing with them. There was 4 or 5 other girls on each video, but it was a blast. I had such a good time, and Becky's actually invited me back to do some more collabs in 2023, so I'm super, super stoked. I'm ready to go. Let's dive in. Becky, you are a rock star and I love you. Thank you for always thinking of me when you want to do collab videos. Thank you so much. Another person that I would like to shout out is Erin Gresham. I met her through TikTok, and she actually selected me to be her alpha reader for her first debut, her first novel, debut novel, the whole 9 yards, Second Chances. And we are slowly but surely working our way through the second part of it. I am having a fantastic experience with it. Erin is becoming one of my dearest friends, and she just recently got engaged, and she asked me to be in her wedding, so I'm a fucking bridesmaid too. Hallelujah. That is awesome. I am dope. That is so dope, and so stoked to be part of that experience with her, as well as being part of this project of hers. This book has brought us together, and we are both working through it, and we are learning so much about each other, and I am just so blessed that she even took the time to take a chance on me. And yeah, this book I think is going to be awesome. I think it's going to touch a lot of people. I think it's going to be something kind of special. It might not be for everybody. There are a lot of trigger warnings in it. I can pre-tell you that. And but I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time. So I just want to shout out Erin. And I will link her YouTube channel down below, because occasionally she'll go on and do some excerpt reading of her book to kind of give you some teasers. But you can find her on TikTok as well. And the last person I want to shout out is, of course, Jen over at the Book Refuge. I think I've shouted her out every single quarter, or majority in all my videos. If you have followed me at all, you know I'm a huge fan of Jen. She is becoming like my big sister on BookTube. I go to her for anything I have questions on or concerns, and she has agreed to join me in my first ever readathon that I'll be hosting in 2023. She's my co-host, and I am super stoked. I'm so glad that she's in my life. She is such an amazing person and such a breath of fresh air, and I love her channel. I do model my channel a little bit after hers, but I still want to make it me. But I love her safe space. I love that people can go there and know that they can find anything, whether it's taboo or, completely off the wall or so something minute. I love that about her. And it's definitely something that I strive to demonstrate through my channel. So I hope I do a good I hope I represent her very, very well, because I do look up to her a lot, and I just want to shout her out. Jen, I love you. You know that. And you are a rock star. You are my rock star, and you will always be my rock star. So I love you so, so much. All the hearts. I can't make a heart. There we go. There it is. All the hearts going your way. Some videos that I am very, very excited about that I did this past quarter. So these are my highlight videos. If you have not gotten to see any of these will all be linked down below. I'm very, very proud of some of these. My first one is my ABCs of Love Readathon announcement video that I am doing with Jen over at the Book Refuge. She's my co-host. And this is my own readathon that I am hosting in 2023. It is a year-long readathon that is based around the ABCs challenge, and we are reading a book for every single letter of the alphabet, except this readathon has already been set up. These are books that I found that Amazon and Kindle Unlimited had put together, and it's multiple authors, multiple tropes. We're doing live shows. I'm super, super excited about it. I cannot wait to dive into it. I have heard some mixed reviews about the very first book, the A book, so I'm excited to start getting into it. I have not started it yet as of filming this video, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited all at the same time. So I'm very, very proud of that I took the plunge, and it seems to be getting a lot of traction, and people seem to be really excited about it. And if you are wanting to be part of it, I will have the sign-up sheet for the live shows linked in the down box below, along with the schedule for the book, so you can look up the books and see if you are interested in any of them. All the tropes that we can find as of right now without reading the book are listed as well. So you can find out if, you know, if you don't like enemies to lovers, you just won't read the enemies to lovers books. If you love mafia, there's a few mafia, and there's a plethora of stuff, the gambit of tropes range. So I'm very, very excited, and I'm very, very proud of that video, that I took the plunge and I finally did it. So yes. Another video I like to highlight is my 12 Tropes of Christmas. This was my own kind of concoction. I thought it was something kind of cool and unique. I wanted to do a Christmas recommendations video, but just not a straight Christmas recommendations video. So I came up with the 12 Tropes of Christmas, and starting on December 13th, I drew a common romance book trope out of my little jar, and I drew it on camera, and I had to recommend a video right then and there. I recommend a book right then and there, recommended it. So you get 12 recommendations all across the gambit of tropes. So if you would like to go check that out, sadly, I am singing in it. I am sorry if you don't like my singing, but it's the 12 Days of Christmas song, so I kind of had to sing it. You know, it's just a thing you do. But it all got uploaded on, I think I uploaded it on Christmas Day as kind of a Christmas present to all my subscribers for just, you know, sticking with me and everything. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. But if you've not got a chance to see it, it will be linked down below and right there in that card. Another video that I'm very, very proud of, and this one took a lot for me to do because I had to think back on it, and this was the books that haunt me. This was a video that I saw Sam at Thoughts on Tomes do, and I thought it was a great idea, and she got it from a lady on TikTok, and I don't know the lady on TikTok's name. I am sorry, I don't remember her name, but I picked it up from Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and I'll link her down below. I love this idea, so I did it, and I did it around Halloween, and I got to go back and see the books that kind of changed me and molded me a little bit. I wouldn't say built me, because there's a lot more books that built me that I didn't include, but these are the ones that just stick with me. And it reminded me of so many fond memories, good and bad, and, you know, some scary moments. Because some of these books do actually genuinely haunt me. So I'm very proud of that one. And if you've not got a chance to see it, again, it'll be linked down below. And the last video I'd like to shout out is a review that I did this quarter. I am very, very proud of this review. It is on Nick Jamison's Holier Than Thou. It was one of my Readsy Discovery books. And I was extremely nervous making that review. I was petrified because I had read one of his, the author's commentary on another review he had. And I knew that this man had the intellect to rip me to shreds if I, you know, didn't like his book. But I ended up loving his book. I ended up finding a story in there that I didn't even realize was there. It brought me back to my philosophical roots, and I just had a grand time with it. And I am happy to say that I have actually made contact with that author, and we have kept in touch, and he has sent me his entire completed works. So you'll be seeing that in an upcoming video very soon. But Nick, if you're watching this, thank you so much for trusting me with your books and trusting with your stories and your friendship. I really do appreciate you very, very much, even though you are all the way across the United States. Thank you so much for always being there for me when I needed somebody. So I'm very appreciative that I took the chance on that book, because not only did I find a kick-ass story that I really, really enjoy, I have gotten to work with that author, and he has actually taken some of my critiques and my criticisms and my loves and expounded on them, changed them, modified them. He actually listened to me, and we became pretty good friends because of it. And now I am his fiery-haired witch whisperer. That's my nickname. Don't wear it out. All right. But I just wanted to shout that video out. So if you're not going to see that one, go check it out. Now, for my 5-star reads of the year. I only had 4, okay? I had 4. The first one is Sarah J. Maas's Tower of Dawn. I don't have the physical copy because it's all put away, but it is this guy. I did a full reading vlog on this. I fucking loved this. This is Kayal's redemption story. I am so happy. I love him. This This is the K-All that I chose in book 1. When little baby YouTuber Jackie was sitting here saying, if there's teams, I'm Team K-All. This is the fucker that I picked. Okay, this guy right here. Because I knew this guy existed and I loved him. I loved him so much. And so I was so glad to get his happy ending. I was so fucking happy about this. And I had a great time making this vlog. It was slightly painful in some parts, but I love where this story went. And I know a lot of people believe that say that this is like their least favorite installment. This is probably my favorite installment of the entire series. And as of today filming this, I have completed this series. So I can actually say, without a shadow of a doubt, this is my favorite fucking installment. This is it right here. Right after, a close second is Air of Fire, because we get introduced to Daddy in that one, and that is just fucking dope. That's a great fucking book. Oh my god. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe Queen of Shadows? I don't know. I don't know if I could rank the Throne of Glass books, but I know this one's my favorite. Yeah, this one's definitely my favorite. So I had a great time with this one. So if you have not gotten to check out that vlog, go check it out. There's tears, there's laughter, there's me saying, this story can end right now. K-All's happy. I'm okay with this. So, yes. And this book gives me hope that I'm going to get a redemption story one day for Tamlin. Like, I feel like Sarah one day will give me that redemption arc because she did it for K-All. He got his own book, so hopefully Tamlin will get it. The next 5-star I have is actually a novella, and it's Sierra Samoa's Midnight Mass. This is the novella that goes along with the Priest series. It follows right after Priest, so it's in between Priest and Sinner, and I thoroughly enjoyed Priest. It's literally one of my favorite books of 2022, even though I only gave it a 4.5 stars. I did not give it a 5. It's the only book I did not get a 5-star that is in my favorites of 2022. It will be in my favorites section because I just loved it so much. And this is the continuation of Father Tyler Bell and Poppy's story, but this is the installment that I got the conversation that I wanted in book 1. This is where Father Tyler Bell finally says, I left my fucking church for you. Don't you dare tell me I don't love you. And oh my god, it was so good. But what I didn't expect was the heartbreak in this story. This little tiny novella fucking kicked my ass emotionally. I lost my shit in this because of a few of the lines in this book, because they hit so close to home. And I felt that pain. I felt that guilt. I felt that loss. This thing really hit me, and it hit me at a time where I probably shouldn't have read this book of what was going on in my personal life. So, I mean, it hit me so many fucking different ways. It was crazy, but I wouldn't change a second of it. I love this. I thought it was great. Had a great time with it. You do have to obviously read Priest to read this one, so please read Priest. It's fucking fantastic. And I'm happy where Father Tyler Bell and Poppy are at. I'm happy, and I hope that their story is not over, but I'm okay with where they are. If I never see them again, I will know that everything's gonna be okay, but I really hope I see them again. The next book that was a 5-star for me was Lauren Blakely's Wanderlust. This was an audiobook done by Grace Graven. I think it was Grace Graven. I'll put her correct name down there below if I'm wrong. And Richard Armitage. I picked this book because of Richard Armitage narrating it, and because I fucking adore that man's voice. It's just, oh, it's so good. So good. But this book knocked me off my socks. It was sensory overload. Every single sense was hit. Sight, taste, sound, touch, all of them. I forgot one. I know I did, guys. I know. Sight, taste, sound, touch, sight. I think, did I say sight? I don't know. I know my senses. I just can't think of it right now. It's like the seven dwarfs. You always forget just one. You always forget one. Anyway, all my senses were hit. Every single one of them. I also got really fucking hungry listening to this book. Like, they talk about food all the time. I was starving. So not only was I dripping wet all different places for different reasons. I was also salivating because of all the fucking food they were talking about. This book just, I had a great freaking time with this one. I did. It was such a good time. It is the first installment from the For Paris with Love series, so I do plan on continuing with the rest of the series. But it was such a great story. Griffin and Joy are hero and heroine. Their story is, it's just so sweet and it's funny. It's comical. And then you have Richard Armitage's voice speaking dirty phrases in your ear and also in French. And then there's this great masturbatory scene where you actually get to see the fantasy that he's having while he's performing the masturbatory act. And it's just fucking gold. It's such a good scene, guys. It's so good. I had a great time with this book. I did. And then some. My last 5-star book was A Shoe Addict's Christmas by Beth Carbison. This is a little Christmas novella that I read to get me in the spirit. It is a Christmas Carol retelling, and it was just something to whet my palate for Christmas, and it hit the spot. This thing was so fucking adorable. I love shoes, so this thing was super cute for its shoe references. And I loved how it took the original story by Charles Dickens of A Christmas Carol and Beth made it her own, but yet still paid extreme amounts of homage to the story. You could see where she got her inspiration, and you could see where she was paying tribute to this classic Christmas story, but making her own. And I just thought it was so great. I wanted this longer. And I love the message that it brought. I loved the fact that it said, you know, you got to take a chance. You got to step out of your comfort zone every once in a while. You got to try something new. You got to try something crazy. And that's kind of what this YouTube channel was me coming back and taking a second chance at it, but doing it the way I should have done in the first place. And look where I'm at now. I'm having a blast. I'm doing my Q4 wrap up, and I have stuff planned for the next year. So yeah, sometimes you got to take the chance. And if you're offered a second chance, you take it. And it's just fantastic. I had such a great time with this story, and just a good time in general. This quarter was not my best compared to all the others, but it definitely will be one to be for the books. It's definitely one to remember. But I'm glad and I'm happy to say goodbye to 2022. So that is all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys all soon with my yearly wrap up, and you can find out how I did on those goals.